All right. I'm going to start this off by saying Los Polos Hermanos. Anybody know what that means? So the videos are being made so fast, I can't even get to them, especially being under the weather right now. But this one compelled me to say something fast because I often like situations to where it's more than the people involved, but it says something bigger about our society, right? And in this situation, it does say something bigger about what we need to be careful to, especially coming off of the last video with Joe Budden and how men need to be more careful about how you treat women in the workplace. Disgusting behavior. You got to be held accountable for that. And I think this is more of an opposite situation where you have to be present of your weight that you carry in social media and what you could do. So, Kwame Brown is going at it with Matt Barnes. As you saw one video on my page already, there will be more videos breaking it down. He's also going at it with Steve Jackson. And this is kind of brutal, right? So Jamele Hill chimed in, and I think the first one is the one that's on my actually on my left right here. To Kwame Brown, I said you chose violence. Now Kwame Brown went live and he's upset at her for jumping into it, and he's telling her, why would you say as a black man, I'm out here trying to feed my kids? If I chose words to talk to these gentlemen, they clowned Kwame. He clowned them back harder. You know, they started with him, start talking trash to him first, bringing up his basketball career. So he's saying, if we chose words and he hasn't said anything about violence, why would you put that on him and on his reputation? So what you see on the left is her response to this. She said to Kwame Brown, I said you chose violence. It's an expression from Game of Thrones. I didn't call you violent. Please and thank you. That's extremely dangerous right there. That's extremely dangerous. She's saying that this man should have known that I chose violence is an expression from a television show. I started this out saying Los Polos Hermanos because I've never seen Game of Thrones. And I'm quite sure he probably have never seen it. So I don't know what, if you tell me that a black man chose violence and you're popular on Twitter, I'm going to think he chose violence. Just like Breaking Bad, a show I have seen, is just as equally as popular as Game of Thrones. If you watch Game of Thrones, you know Los Polos Hermanos is the chicken restaurant that's inside of that show. But if you don't know it, you don't know what I'm talking about. Everybody haven't seen Game of Thrones, but everybody knows what it means when a woman says that a black man chose violence. The interesting thing about Jamele Hill saying this is that she went on to complain on Twitter that since she went out against him or whatever, that she's receiving death threats and all kind of crazy stuff from people. Well, when I go down Jamele Hill Twitter line, I see all kind of crazy comments coming at Kwame Brown. She's in the media. She's had controversial things happen. So she knows this stuff happens all the time. So how can you blame you choosing to say someone chose violence and they are supposed to understand this from that you're only meaning this the same from a television show instead of saying that someone actually chose violence? You deliver the news, you deliver facts. So it's not out of the realm that someone will read your tweet and think that he shows violence. So he was right to speak up and to clarify that. And you should have had no problem clarifying that. But you go on to do something else as equally as dangerous to a black man. Your next tweet is, Kwame Brown got me checking the tape to make sure I ain't ever said shit about him. If I did, I'm sorry. Please don't talk about my mama. Now, from the back and forth with Kwame and the other two gentlemen, Kwame got this saying where he's talking about himself and his own mom. Instead of saying that you guys are talking about me, he's saying that you guys are talking about a black woman's son. He's saying, I got something special for my mama's cooking. He's always talking about his own mom, one in a joking way, but in another to see that I'm somebody too. Someone care about me too. I'm my mama's son. He has never once talked about anybody's mom. But look how dangerous of a play that is. If this man just starts speaking out this week, he's not nearly as popular. He hasn't been on social media, and Jamele Hill comes out after saying something about choosing violence from a television show. Please don't talk about my mom. Look at the picture that it could be painted there. Why would you not want it to be clear that this is not the situation? Why would that be an issue for you? In all situations, this man has been retired from the NBA. He's always been quiet. He's always been minding his own business, and he's been picked on for over 20 years. Even though when we look at the facts, his numbers are about equal to Matt Barnes' numbers, and Matt Barnes played 2 more years than him. Matt Barnes only owned about $35 million earning from the NBA, while Kwame owned $65 million with another $35 million in endorsements in 2 less years than Matt Barnes, that they're calling him trash and garbage. None of these guys were superstars to be talking about him like that, but that'll be in another video of where I will break this down. But my thing is, just as Joe Budden, you got to be careful. You can't be talking to a woman like that in the office. I don't care how innocent your intentions were. It's equally important for women to understand the power that they have with words, especially if you're popular. I don't care if it came from a television show, whatever you came. If you said that even though he's defending himself with words, no threats, and you say that he chose violence, you should have no problem clearing that up. And to come and say now after that he wants to do something else that's childish, which I think that you're just joking. I don't take you serious. But everybody isn't like me. You have to understand the influence and the power that you have, and I don't agree with Kwame the whole time. At one point, he told her she should stay out of a man's business and be silent or be quiet. I didn't like that. That part made me feel uncomfortable. You're public people. People can speak out whatever they want to. Just be careful about the reaction that you may get. Now, if he's saying that if us two people was over here handling stuff ourselves, he did say you only escalate or fan the flames. I do agree with that part, in which you did. You worried about the reaction that people are saying who was taking up for him. I look down your Twitter and people are saying all kind of stuff that they don't even know this guy and they haven't looked into. So if you're saying he's responsible for the people that's coming at you, then you're equally responsible for the people that may come at him, especially being a woman saying that a man chose violence. I wish that Los Polos Hermanos was a real restaurant, man. I really do, man. That'll be dope to watch. You guys be safe out there. It's been real.